Hello, and after quite a long break, welcome back to a new video. And first of all, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who had sent me kind wishes and tips about recovery from my operation and all your kind messages. So I am now back. Videos will be back on a regular basis, and I have got a lot of exciting content to bring you over the next few weeks. So on to today's video, which is all about how to wear the colours of autumn 2021. Now, when you first look at this season's colours, I know when I first looked at them, I thought they're not really very cohesive. It looks like they're a whole mishmash of colours that have been thrown together, and how do you actually put them together? So if that was your thoughts, then stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you how to wear them for each of the different tonal colour types, and I will explain what I mean by that if you haven't watched one of my videos before. So let's get into the video. So to start with, let's have a look at this season's Pantone colours. Now, these are the colours that are determined as the fashion colours of the season, which means that you should be able to find them in the shops. This isn't always true. Sometimes there will be a fashion colour which you never see in the shops. The designers might have used it for the odd garment, but you might not see it. And then we do have also some runaway colours which haven't appeared in the Pantone colours that you see everywhere. And that was true of green during the spring-summer season. There were some greens in the Pantone colours, but actually there was a huge range of greens that you found in the shops. So let's have a look at what they've determined as the fashion colours for this season. Now, as I said, if you look at these colours, they are quite a mishmash of colours, and it's quite hard to think about how you would put these together. But there are some great colours in here. There are some good colours that you can use as neutrals for the basis of your wardrobe, but there are also some really nice sort of brights as well. And I think that designers this year have decided to put a lot of brights into their collections in order to lift our mood. For the last 18 months or so, what we wear hasn't really been a priority, and it's almost like we're coming out of our shells and putting on some bright colours to have some fun. So things like green bee that you can see here on the top left, that is kind of a continuation from spring summer, because we did see a lot of green, as I said, and this was a colour that we did see during the spring as well, although it didn't appear in the Pantone colours for spring. Things like illuminating, that bright yellow. Again, I don't think you're going to see a lot of this colour during the autumn months. I might be wrong, but it tends to be more autumnal muted colours that you're likely to see. So I think something like daylily, which is kind of a slightly mustardy colour, is more of a yellow that you're likely to see. Things like olive branch are actually really good to use as a neutral if you've got a warm skin tone. Downtown brown, which I absolutely love, is another good neutral. So if you're bored with black and you've got quite dark colouring, then that's going to work really well for you as an alternative. Now, there are also quite a few reds this season as well, and I think red is going to be a big colour for the autumn season. So I have put a red into each of the tonal colour suggestions that I've made here. So you've got tomato cream, which is a sort of muted, almost orangey red, better on those who have a warm skin tone. And you've got red alert, which is quite a bright red. And then I've also included in the reds what they're calling winery, which is kind of like a burgundy colour. So if you already have burgundies and reds in your colour palette or in your wardrobe, then bring those in this season, because I think they are going to be one of the key colours of the season, like spring, like green was during spring. And then we've also got in there a colour called Perfectly Pale, which to me is a soft white. So that's going to be a really good alternative to wearing a pure white for most people. So let's have a look at each of the tonal colour types. Now, if you don't know what I mean by this, I will link another video here which describes how the tonal colour system works. Basically, it puts you into one of 6 initial categories that determines what your dominant colouring is, whether it's light, deep, cool, warm, bright or soft. And what I've done is I've pulled out some colours from the Pantone colours, and I've also popped a picture in there of somebody who typically has that colouring, so hopefully that will show you exactly what I mean. So let's have a look at each of the 6 dominants, and I'll talk you through some ideas of how to wear the colours that I've picked for them. So the first one we've got here is the Light Lady. Now, because she is so fair, anything which is too dark is going to completely overpower her. So I've picked out of those Pantone colours some lovely light colours for her. Now, it doesn't mean that she can't wear bright colours as well, because actually that bright red alert would look fantastic on her. And as you can see, I've paired it here with the Ultimate Grey, which will be a really good neutral for her because it isn't too dark a grey. Now, if you do want to wear some of the darker colours of the season, and if you know me, you'll know that I do not dictate to you what you can and can't wear. It's entirely up to you, and I recommend that you wear the colours that you love. So if you have got light colouring and you do want to wear some darker colours, which let's be honest, you're going to find more darker colours during the autumn winter than you are lighter colours, although we have got these pretty pastels of First Blush and Clear Sky, which you can use with those darker colours. So I'd recommend, if you wanted to put some darker colours into your wardrobe, you either keep them below the waist so that they're away from your face, or if maybe you wanted to opt for a darker jacket, a navy or a slightly darker grey, then you could add a scarf that is in one of those lighter colours. So you're putting a really good colour up close to your face. So something like, if you were to go, say, for a charcoal grey coat instead of the lighter grey, then putting that red alert scarf on there will really bring your face to life. So those are my tips for the Light Lady. Now let's have a look at the lady with deep colouring. Now, because she has rich, dark, strong colouring, she's going to probably find it easier to find colours in this season's palette that work for her. So she can wear that after midnight. She could use the Downtown Brown as a neutral. She can also wear Winery. Whether she's got a cool or a warm skin tone, it doesn't really matter, because these rich strong colours will look good on her. But then, to add a little bit of life to the wardrobe, I've also put in there the Ibiza Blue and the Green Bee. And if you've already got a lot of black in your wardrobe, then why not use some of these colours to brighten it up a little bit and to give it a little splash of colour. You will find things like coats in those colours as well. So again, if you're using black accessories, it'd be quite nice to use one of these brighter colours as a coat. So those are some good options for our deep ladies. Let's have a look at the cool lady. And obviously Ultimate Grey is going to be a brilliant neutral for her, as of course is navy all of the time. And any blues really will look good on her, and any greys will look good on her. So she doesn't have to stick as light as this Ultimate Grey. You could go into a charcoal as well. But then bringing in those lovely blues like that Ibiza Blue and the Clear Sky and the pretty pastel pink that is First Blush will look really lovely with those greys. And if you do decide to wear something like Winery, which will work well on you, that also looks really nice with navy, with other pinks as well. So any of those cool colours that you've already got in your wardrobe, you can mix those in as well. And if you're looking for a winter coat, then why not pick one of those colours as a change from perhaps navy or grey? I mean, you could go for that lovely Ibiza Blue and then accessorise it with grey accessories, which would look wonderful. Now for our warm ladies, it tends to be quite easy for them during the autumn months, because although we have got some really great autumnal colours in this Pantone colour palette, we always see autumnal colours during the autumn. So we always see lots of greens and oranges, which are great for this warm coloured lady. So you can take advantage of all those colours. And in this season's palette, then you've got some gorgeous reds. You've got that lovely tomato cream, which kind of reminds me of Heinz tomato soup. But you could also go a little bit brighter with the red alert, depending on whether you've got sort of more bright or more muted colouring. Choose which of those two reds works better on you. And then if you're using olive branch as a neutral, and there's lots of lovely green around at the moment, then that looks really good mixed with things like the daylily, that mustardy colour, or brightened up with some of the reds as well. And if you're looking for a winter coat, obviously a camel coat would be an absolute classic in your wardrobe. So you could add one of these lovely warm colours to it to give it a real lift. Or alternatively, why not go for a red coat, or why not go for an olive green coat as a change? And then looking at our bright lady, now she's somebody who has a lot of contrast in her look. She'll tend to have very dark hair and very pale skin. So she does look good in bright contrasting colours. So bring in some of those gorgeous bright colours of the season. Now you can wear that after midnight, which is a very dark black blue. Black does work on you, but it looks much better when you add contrast to it. So you could go as simple as wearing that with the perfectly pale, which is kind of like a black-white combination. Or you could add some of these lovely bright colours to it. The green bee, the Ibiza blue, the red alert, they're all going to work really well on you. So don't just stick to black. Add some nice brights and some contrast, which works really well for your colouring. And if you've already got a black coat in your wardrobe, or you've already got a dark coat in your wardrobe, perhaps choose a winter coat in that gorgeous green bee. And again, you can accessorise with black boots and a black bag if you wanted to. Or, as I've put in here, perhaps choose one in that paler colour, in the perfectly pale, but then add some lovely bright colours to again give you that contrast. And then finally we've got our soft or our muted lady. Now, because she's the complete opposite, she doesn't have a lot of contrast going on. She's going to look much better in these muted colours, but they are split very definitely between warm and cool colours here. So whilst if you're warm in colouring, you're going to look great in the olive branch and the tomato cream, ideally those aren't best for somebody who's got soft cool colouring. And if that's the case, then the ultimate grey is going to be a much better neutral for you than the green will be. And you can mix your ultimate grey with the pinks and the blues. Now, you could bring the pinks and the blues into a slightly soft warm palette, because they do look nice with some of the softer browns as well. So don't be afraid to try some of those colours, but what I would say is if you have cool colouring, soft cool colouring, I would avoid those more orangey reds and go for something more like a burgundy red or a berry red, but perhaps not quite as dark as the winery. And of course, if you're looking for a winter coat, again, you know, if you're soft and warm, then one of those reds, one of those greens would look fantastic. If you're soft and cool, then why not pick a blue one or even a pink coat and then mix it with the grey. So as you can see, there are lots of lovely colours already coming into the shops, and those are some ideas for how to mix them up depending on your colouring. Now, if you want to know more about which colours suit you, if you want to know a little bit more about the tonal system of colour analysis, and I have created my own version of colour analysis, which shows you how to adapt your palette to your personality as well. Because as I said, I don't believe in telling people you must wear this colour or you can't wear that colour. I start with recommendations that suit your physical colouring, but then I bring in those other elements of colours that you love and how to adapt them so that you can wear them to suit you. And if you're interested in that, I do have some colour services which I think you would find really useful. Depends on how much or how little help you want. I have a colour manual which teaches you all about the tonal system and how to determine what your colouring is. Moving up from there, I also have my personalised colour analysis service, which I will link for you. And I also have brand new, something which I've broken out of a larger program that I have. So if you're not familiar with the style strategy, it teaches you everything you need to know about how to dress to suit your colouring, body shape, personality and lifestyle. But I've actually broken out a section of that and created almost like a mini course about colour. And again, it goes right from the starting point of showing you what colour analysis actually is, why I don't believe in the seasonal approach to colour analysis because it's so restrictive, what I do instead, and how to tailor your colour palette to suit you. It also tells you how to put colour palettes together, how to mix and match colours, how to break the rules, what makeup and all of that kind of thing. It tells you everything you need to know about getting dressed as far as colour is concerned. So I will leave a link to that in the description box for you as well. So if you have any questions, then please do leave me a comment and I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. Other than that, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. If you found this video useful, please do give it a thumbs up as well. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.